Okay. I believe we're back. So yeah, bit of a recap. I've done some stuff since last time. First off, I have completely redone my wilderness to have the highest points that I can currently get when it comes to vigor. I have also finally leveled these silly things up. Please give me my rewards. But no, all of the items in the wilderness are now finally max level. And I have also been doing a lot of grinding for levels. So like, we have level 40s now. It's nice. And then level 30s. We got Kanjira from the last event, so yeah, this is currently who I have. And for the free pull that we got today, I got diggers, so I have everyone from Rimit Cup now. But yeah, today, since this is obviously not long enough to do the full story mode for over here, we're just going to do the puzzles. I believe it's called the 3 doors, if I remember correctly. That is what we are going to do. But first we will watch the pretty trailer, because oh my gosh, everyone is so pretty.
Your watch was telling the wrong time. Pardon me? I fixed it for you. 2007? Yeah. This is the year 2007. Is it not?
We believe everything can be translated into numbers. Things are made up of numbers. And mathematics is the key to opening the gate of truth.
How is this possible? You use a maths model to forecast the storm, and its results perfectly match what the Foundation recorded. We just worked out the patterns in the number sequences. Close your eyes, Vertin. Truth reveal itself to you.
Truth.
Timekeeper! Watch out!
Who broke the silence?
Sanet is in detention. They're planning to sentence her to death.
Those of you who agree to the death sentence may remain seated. Who wish to commute Miss Saneto's punishment? Put your pebble into the pot in the middle of the hole.
The pure blood Arcanist community. The unknown Arcanum power. And the obsession with certain knowledge or identity. Sound familiar?
I take not thought for needless disputes.
That explains the alternate costume for Diggers. I was wondering why he had a Manus costume. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it's not called 3 doors. Wait, what? Isn't that the... Inside the truth, outside the cave. Is it sail again? What's this? Here. When I looked on Twitter, I thought it said it was called 3 doors. I think I misread it. Here, I'm gonna rename my stream real quick. There. Okay, we got that there. Also, I kind of want to do pulls. So maybe... I really want her. She's pretty. I like her design. It's pretty. And I've been saving drops for a bit, so... Oh. Hey, we got her!
Who am I? I don't know. It's okay. In Wonderland.
It happens sometimes.
Alice.
It just depends on if I finish something and I swap to something else. But now I have all the 5s from V1 or whatever it was. Cool. We can do another one. Okay. Do I have enough for another pull? No. Oh, hey Jason, how you doing? Okay, we'll do the side stuff now. I got some of the pulls out of me, so... Okay. What is this? Okay, so these are our quest list. Oh, let me take a look. This Captain Regulus's brand new Apple II. Good job. Good job. Round of applause. Pat yourself on the back. Let's see. True rock and roll pirates slap in the face of tedious tasks like writing logs. In other words, Captain has entrusted most of the work related to training summaries to this Apple. This Captain has more important things to focus her energy on. You can do it. You will learn the art of self-control. I believe in you. You can do it. Sotheby and Druvis are unable to travel with us. I'm sure they'll be curious to hear all about our experiences. As considerate and approachable friend to all, it's absolutely crucial that this captain fulfill their expectations. No, Lobster, you must believe in Jason. You must encourage him not to become a scalper again. Let's see. Oh, so you're writing sincere account for your investor, eh? So she can use the miracle solution for you again next time? Okay, Regulus's exploration notes and the task list. Okay. It's interesting that there's like a story mode to the task list. Apple II, clue 1? Clue 1? Okay, so we get stuff when we do the story. There's gonna be a lot of stuff we won't be able to do since I'm saving the story for tomorrow. But he can fight it, Lobster. He can become a better person.
37.
We just have to believe in him. Yes, yes, continue to be good boy. Look at the trail I made in the water.
Certainly.
Yes, I was counting. The end result was the number 4. 37 walked over to Sophia, raising 4 fingers seriously. That means what you did was spot on. 4 signifies justice and strength. No, Lobster, no. Wonderful. Let me try again. I'll try to make more skips this time.
1, 2, 3.
Excitedly, Sophia picked up a few more smooth pebbles, only to receive a puzzled look from her companion. You got the right answer already. Why throw more? The question made Sophia pause, and she matched her puzzled face. But 37 seemed to be the more confused. Bigger numbers aren't always better. If you're testing your throwing technique, 4 is the best possible number. Or do you want to test your passion and coordination? 5 would be better for that. No, I'm not trying to test any number. It's a game. The red-haired girl felt caught in the awkwardness of the moment. She hadn't been on the island for very long, and the seriousness with which they took arithmetic still left her feeling alien. Why did we suddenly go sepia tone? Thankfully, she had a companion who was well versed in these matters.
Oh.
A game. Oh, a game. Like, kotobos where you fling wine dredges from two-handled cups at dinner parties? What? I guess so? I mean, it almost sounds like skipping stones. She had agreed without really understanding the specifics, but not wanting the conversation to stall. Or to disappoint her new friend.
Oh.
Ah, alright. I don't get the point of all this. Huh? 37's brow furrowed, as if let down by her companion. It won't let me click. There it goes. Throwing wine or pebbles, hitting the target, sinking the plate, or skipping stones on the water.
Does all this have any symbolic meaning?
What's the point of these actions? What are we trying to achieve? If it's about being the highest ranked, I get it. Like 210, he's always trying to get the top scorer in Kotobos. So is 6. He's always chasing the end of each series. But sometimes it seems people do things without any purpose at all. Well, they're just playing. That's what most games are about, spending time with friends and having a fun time without any greater purpose, I guess. Fun? You mean these things don't have any transcendent purpose? They don't climb up the hierarchy, seek knowledge, purify their souls, or seek out the truth? So all they're doing is idling in the sensory world? The young girl's tone grew more distant, even cynical, surprising Sophia. No, I think... Well, it's not entirely like that. Sorry, 37, I'm new here, and there's a lot I don't understand. If I'm wrong... the blue-haired girl was resting her chin on her hand. She had already drifted away and thought...
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
That's alright.
Never mind the trivial matters. We have more important things to do. Mother asked me to familiarize you with the island. So, is 4 the number you wanted to validate on the beach? Sophia tried to finish her apology, but 37 dismissed it with a wave. She was already caught in another train of thought. This kind of thing would happen several times until she got used to it. But back then, her still fledgling heart was unpolished by the sea breeze and sand, and she was full of questions.
37.
I still don't quite understand this... Peyron belief in numbers.
Just think.
Before coming here, I dealt with numbers in my studies, but it was just arithmetic. When I solved a problem, my dad would reward me with candy, and I'd save them in a jar to buy flowers for Mom before going to the hospital. Sophia realized she was saying too much. It wasn't the right context, nor did it concern her new friend. Anyways, my impression of numbers is all caught up in those textbook exercises. I can talk, far removed from these abstract, transcendent meanings. Like, I don't understand why you believe that numbers are all eternal. Because they are eternal. 37's answer, more a declaration, was yet more puzzling, making Sophia regret asking it at all and risking offense. Thankfully, prime numbers like 37 are nimble-minded. At least that is what she would say.
But...
I don't know how to explain it with words, but I have the perfect example. It was Elucid who once proved that there are an infinite number of prime numbers. Prime numbers, like how 37 is a prime number?
Certainly.
Yes, 13 is prime, 23 is prime, 37 is prime, 337 is also prime. Their factors are only 1 and themselves. They cannot be divided by any other natural number. Prime numbers can go on infinitely, but how can we prove this? 37 enthusiastically wrote a series of numbers in the sand, finishing with a circle at the end. Elucid's method is to imagine the existence of a large prime number. This is... circle? I never... I don't think I was ever taught this. I don't know if that has an actual name. So I'll just call it circle. So we make a complete series of prime numbers, starting from the smallest 2 all the way up to the largest circle. Based on this understanding, let's imagine there's a large number triangle. Triangle represents the multiplication of all prime numbers in the queue, plus 1. Clearly, it cannot be divided by any of the listed prime numbers. The number 2, 3, 5, or any numbers represented by circle will result in a remainder of 1. If triangle is not a prime number, it should be divisible by a prime number larger than circle. If triangle is a prime number, then naturally it's larger than circle. Both scenarios contradict the assumption that circle is the largest prime number. Therefore, the conclusion is there's no such thing as the largest prime number circle. Prime numbers are infinite. It's all gibberish to me. I do not know numbers. It's like I'm excited for this event just because the character designs are cool. But the math is going to, like, kill my brain. It's fine. We'll get through it. 37 finished writing, clapped her hands, shook off the sand, and stood up beaming.
But...
I heard about this theorem at school, but I still don't understand what it really means. She couldn't grasp the transcendental meaning behind such specific mathematical theorems. To her, they were strict, correct, but nothing more than chalk particles on the blackboard, monochromatic, sharply defined, and barely soluble in water. I love the descriptions in this game. And that was all. Mother told me Elucid wrote down this proof over 2,000 years ago. She said the person who wrote this proof will die, the paper that recorded this proof will decompose, and we who read this proof will also one day disappear. Everything will be washed away like the sand on the seashore.
Certainly.
But this proof will endure, always correct, beautiful, and intricate, to be admired by every future generation. I suppose that's eternal. Everyone on the island tells me I'm special. Prime numbers are like the foundation stones of arithmetic. All integers are derived from prime numbers. But I'm one of a set infinite prime numbers. There will always be more and newer numbers, so I'm not truly special. But even if I'm just 37 grains of sand on the beach, I'm still encompassed within the infinite queue. And there are an infinite number of such sequences of integers, sequences of fractions, sequences of irrational numbers, each and every one infinite. 37 turned around, and now her eyes sparkled with the grains of sand in the sunlight. We're all just part of infinity, and I take pride in that. I think, Sophia, that this is what eternity is. Under the bright sunlight, the grains of sand on the beach gleamed like gold. As she locked eyes with 37, it was blinding yet poignant. Don't close your eyes, as the scripture says. Don't shy away from anything beautiful.
Ah.
Oh. Fancy. As time passed, I often remembered the theorem 37 told me. I never quite understood her world, this fascinating abstract kingdom of mathematics where every number is her friend. But in the moment, I caught a fleeting glimpse of the beautiful brilliance of eternity in her eyes. It was enchanting, inspiring, and admirable. It became the seed that led me to embrace the school. The beach changed in the days that followed. Oh. The ship approached the shore, the emanation unfolded before our eyes, the cheers turned into sorrowful cries. Eventually, all that remained of what we lost were cold, lifeless geometric shapes. Yet through it all, 37 stood unwavering. She poured incredible focus into her mother's research, never displaying any sadness or hesitation. Just like the theorems she spoke of that day on the beach, unchanging, resolute, immune to the passage of time. How could 37 stay so uniquely unaffected by the world around her? I couldn't find an answer to that question. All I could do was offer her my help, meager as it was. Okay. The lab's light bulb needs changing, and we may need more paper for calculations. 37 mentioned last time that we need...
Hey!
Oh, hey, Sophia. You look like you're in a rush. Something urgent? I like how this is the first Believer we've seen, and it's Believer 2. What happened to Believer 1? Or is that literally just her number? Is her number 2? You look like you're in a rush. Something urgent? Not exactly. I'm just heading to the lab to check on 37's progress. 37? It's been a while since she's made an appearance on the beach. There's Believer 1. Perhaps she's still digging into those remaining records? No one else can handle them. Every time the emanation came up in conversation, the atmosphere seemed to darken in response. It was as if navigating around the edge of a storm. Don't worry, 37 will figure it out. And hey, take care of yourself, both of you. We don't need you to wear yourselves out.
I understand.
Thank you both so much. Sophia extended her hand in a gesture of goodwill. After sharing those brief pleasantries, it was time to continue on their way. Okay. Scattered scribbled notes, piles of thick books, and stray strands of critter hair. It looked as if a flock of abraxes had visited, or the lab had been caught in a whirlwind for centuries on end. Anyone would have been exhausted by such a sight. And amidst the anomaly, the lab director herself lay sprawled across the table, lost in her own thoughts. 37, have you considered tidying up this room? She moved nimbly, stepping over scattered books as she approached the long table. The notebook, which lay beside 37, looked oddly familiar.
This is...
Is this... Someone had treasured this notebook, adorning it with illustrations and notes. Flipping through its pages, Sophia found meticulous data, validation records accompanied by engineering sketches. After a few more pages, the contents started relating to things on the island, interspersed with sheet music and simple sketches, documenting seagulls flying by and the silhouette of a little girl playing. Finally, her fingers halted on a page with grids and a few math problems written on it.
Sophia!
Oh, Sophia, you're here! 37 rubbed her eyes and quickly shifted her attention to the notebook Sophia was holding.
Oh!
Oh, I found this little book while looking through the one... Bleh, I can read. Oh, I found this little book while looking through the one of these piles. Okay, it's just bad translation. It's fine. Through one of these piles, there's an absolute plethora of notes inside. I wanted to see if there was any records relating to the emanation. 37 straightened up, carefully inspecting the page Sophia was reading. I remember this page. I was so young then, standing on my tiptoes to reach my father's desk. I told him how my friend seemed uninterested in games and that I was struggling with math. He brought a stool so I could see the words as he wrote in his notebook.
It's just...
Sorry, this isn't really important. She closed the notebook and turned to 37. These are riddles for kids, far too simple for you. Don't waste time on them, everyone's waiting for the next phase of your research. I'll take this notebook with me.
No.
No, Sophia, these aren't just for kids. I just found out the answers from an interesting sequence. They might relate to celestial rhythms. That's Hugh's area of study, right? Look, this number seems to follow an octave pattern with the next one. And these symbols are unique too. They're all related to the number 3. It must be a trick using a combination of triangles. I've tried several solutions. She listed one intriguing discovery after another. 37 pontificated, glowing with increasing focus and enthusiasm. It was reminiscent of her past lessons on the beach and countless nights researching the emanation. Armed with the intense curiosity, she sought answers in everything. Unwavering, unchanging. Fine.
Well.
If that's the case, then I'll help you find the answers, 37. But let's be quick. Afterwards, you'll refocus on your main research, right?
Sure.
Of course. It shouldn't take long. I'm almost certain. First, we should find a spacious spot, something close to the one described in the notebook. The notebook rustled in 37's hands. Her fingers skimmed the pages, capturing fleeting sparks of inspiration as she sped towards the lab exit. I hope this won't take too long. Should I really let her waste her time on this? Everyone needs a break, even in the island of math fanatics. Wait, so is this just story? Like a extra story? It's not like a puzzle thing? I really thought this was like the puzzle thing. Oh well. We will read it. We're getting lore for the characters, that's all that matters. Strolling along the familiar path on the beach, everything looked as it did before. The sand was sand, rocks, only rocks. Earthy elements far divorced from anything transcendental. But it was an unwritten doctrine of the school. A walk by the sea helped one contemplate the truth. Oh, I missed that flock of seagulls.
Be careful!
Careful, 37, next to you. The startled birds flapped and cawed, shaking off the flurry of sand and feathers. 37 brushed away the debris that landed on her paper, continuing on without fuss. Sophia caught up with her, hurrying from behind, at last breaking her focus. Something wrong, Sophia? Oh, nothing. Any new discoveries? Not yet, but I've thoroughly dispelled the dark clouds from my mind. The sea breeze may not aid in finding the truth, but is invigorating in its own way. But as if a challenge to her claim, a yawn escaped her. So sleepy.
Yay!
Look, it's 37. Have you discovered anything interesting lately? Care to tell us about it?
Or like this?
Perhaps we should start calling 37 the Star of Hermes, like 210 does? I mean, it sounds like an honor, doesn't it? Anyway, good afternoon, 37. They passed a group of children who overtook them with curiosity and warm greetings. Everyone had known of 37's curious methods for her research, and so few were surprised to see her strolling along the beach with the notebook in hand. Afternoon, playing hopscotch? Better move a bit further or the waves will mess up your lines. Waves. Each drop in the water moves in a circular motion. When the crest of the wave exceeds 120 degrees, they crash with a whoosh. But the answer sequence seems unrelated to these waves. What could it be then? She briefly dove back into her thoughts, but as their leader approached, she snapped out almost as quickly. 266, 267. Oh. The leader sidestepped around them silently, as if trying to make a quick escape. Such efforts rarely turned out as expected for him. 6, you're here too. What methods are you examining with your walk? Are you counting your steps along the beach?
I think.
Perhaps you're taking 6,666 steps because you're 6? Oh, but that number isn't optimal. Let me suggest... 6 definitely avoided 37's quizzical advice and changed the subject.
Why aren't you in your laboratory?
I discovered some puzzles Hugh left behind, so I've opted to decode them with Sophia. She happily waved the decorated notebook in her hand towards 6.
Actually,
These puzzles are mostly children's games. I can assure you 37 won't waste too much time on them.
Sure.
They are indeed rudimentary. Oh, I figured out the clue I overlooked. Thank you, Sophia. I have it now.
Essentially.
They're games, so you must play through them to understand Hugh's intention. And it just so happens there are already 3 of us, you, me, and 6. Imperceptibly, 6's hair stood on end, like a fight or flight response. Sorry, there are other matters that call to my attention. We used to play together often, didn't we?
I think.
The present is no different from the past. Time is merely a procession of knots on an infinite rope. It doesn't matter where you start counting.
No.
Thank you for your invitation, but... As 6 spoke, he took a step back. The language was clear, implying that the conversation should end there. Unfortunately, these social cues were lost on 37.
Fine.
Excellent. I'd like to use this speech to gather anyone interested in the game. I assume you... I can read. I assure you, it'll be done before dinner, but we simply cannot ignore this pressing issue. I really can't read anymore. It's fine. Very well. 6 turned to Sophia, nodding an almost imperceptible plea to her.
In addition,
Please evaluate the feasibility of 37's proposal.
I shall leave this with you.
But I'm afraid I must take my leave. He took a step forward, pausing for a moment. I'll start from 268.
Thank you.
Finally, he resumed his interrupted walk, narrowly escaping 37's notice as she returned to her thoughts. You know, 6 is the best riddle solver among us. He used to say the most interesting things, but now he's become not but a walking scroll.
actually,
6 has become the leader of the school, and our leaders need to be even-handed, objective, forthright, flawless. 6 has so many obligations. We all have our own tasks that need doing. Well, then my task is to understand the true meaning behind these exercises. She raised the collection of children's games high. For the island's chief researcher, it wasn't the most fitting action. 37.
perhaps.
Maybe these exercises don't have any meaning at all. Huh? 37 blinked, as if Sophia's words had no important meaning at all.
I think.
They are just children's games, and you already know the answer to each one of them.
Perhaps.
I know you think the sequence of answers has some significance, but maybe they are just random numbers. All things considered, we still have... Their conversation could have carried on about people's expectations, duties, and obligations. But the sea breeze suddenly drowned out her voice. 37 didn't hear her, or perhaps she didn't care to. It's those kids, look. 37 looked into the distance, completely engrossed in the next moment. Come on, Sophia, hurry up. I'll help you ask. Hold on, don't go so fast. Her words were lost in the swaying of 37's robe as she dashed ahead. She was always one to act on her thoughts immediately, seizing on every idea and squandering her inspiration. Yet she could reach heights others only dreamed of. Not long ago, she rushed out of the canteen in the middle of dinner, bewildering everyone present. But a day later, she submitted her initial speculation on the distribution of the emanation, which was just as soon verified. When asked about it, 37's response was understated. Oh, I simply noticed a striking resemblance between the patterns of the emanation and how my sense of sesame seeds were arranged.
Perhaps so.
It was her strange genius. She bent down to pick up a pebble buried in the sand and tossed it as far as she could. As the stone skimmed over the water's surface, it created several ripples, conjuring a stream of memories. Faint sobs collided against the smooth geometric surfaces, leaving faint and hollow echoes. But a hurried set of footsteps obscured any other sound.
Certainly.
Sophia, you're here. I have something for you, something you'll be interested in. 37 handed over a glass bottle. The rolled up paper inside looked jagged, as if it had once been a corner of a worksheet. You wanted to know your soul number, right? I saw it, so I wrote it down here. Her tone was as proud as ever. It was a prime number, one that carried a meaning of hard and piercing brilliance. It was a memory that was willfully forgotten. In the last moments of her memory, the glass bottle traced an arc through the air, landing in the sea. As the ripples disappeared, calm returned. So she's like, here, I found something that you'll like. Go get it!
Sophia!
Sophia? Sophia? Her friend's call brought her back to reality.
Brilliant!
There are more people interested in this game than I thought. In no time, 37 returned with the participants she had found. Shining with confidence, she seemed ready to start immediately. All the necessary conditions are met now. We need to proceed in order with the game. Let's start with the first question. Will you help by observing us, Sophia? Of course. I'll validate your calculations and check for any errors. The red-haired corrector nodded. Bleh. Of course, not every question needed an answer. Now they all had their own tasks. Okay. Oh, okay, so this is the, minigame section. I was very confused why we had, 3 chapters that was just dialogue. I was starting to think that maybe I clicked the wrong tab. Okay. 37 will summon the participants to the game, follow prompts to converse with the participants in the scene, confirming their respective selected shapes.
Hello there.
Okay, so let's start by choosing our shapes. Starting from the left side, we all choose one by one. She lifts her notebook high, showing it to the crowd around her, waiting for instructions. Choosing from these 7 geometric shapes, I think I'll choose in order. The monad? That from which all things originate. I choose this symbol to show respect to a Peyron.
It's like this.
Oh, you're right. I love the unity and universality of it.
The question is...
I chose this line segment made of 2 points joined together. It represents both fusion and division, with endless possibilities.
Great.
No problem. That's an interesting point you bring up as well.
I think...
We need one more shape. 1, 2, 3. I'll take this one.
Perfect number.
There's a nice golden ratio hidden in the star shape, so it's a good choice. Good. Now we can start inferring. Okay, after confirming the selected shape, the game can officially start. Follow the prompts on the left to gradually form the arrangement. Inform participants of the game's topic.
Let me think.
The first question in the notebook is, there is a well 8 meters deep. A small snail starts climbing from the bottom. It climbs 3 meters during the day and drops 2 meters at night. How many days will it take for the snail to climb out of the well? That's the question. Did everyone hear it clearly? I can read it again. Everyone shakes their heads in unison.
Like this.
The game is simple. We just need to line up the correct order to represent the steps that solve the question. After ascertaining the topic, corresponding deduction steps will be allocated to the
For
participants.
instance,
The monad represents climbing up 3 meters.
Yes.
Got it. The allocated deduction steps will be recorded in available shapes. Oh no. Okay. These are the allocated deduction steps. Please continue allocating the remaining shapes. Okay.
here you go.
The line segment represents dropping down 2 meters.
Yes.
I'll remember that.
And then,
Finally, the pentagram represents adding 1 day.
perfect number.
I think everything is set now. Okay, you successfully allocated all of the deduction steps required for this topic. Please try stating your argument. Okay. This is the topic you need to argue. Tap the piece. Arrange the shapes logically. This is all going to be math. It's all going to be math. I shouldn't be surprised. We're gonna be here for a very long time on just the first puzzle. It's fine. Okay. After selecting the deduction steps, the recorder, or the record will record the results with precision. Okay. When there is an error in your argument, the corrector will fulfill her responsibilities. If you don't know what to do, you can also borrow the Star of Hermes Eureka to shed some light on how to solve the puzzle. Okay.
For instance,
The key to this is chronology. I can read. The snail always climbs upward during the day and drops downward at night. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Do we add a day? We need to infer the process as per the question. For instance, in this question, after a day and a night, it became a new day. Okay, so it's that one. And then new day. Okay, so it is adding things for me. Oh, this is gonna just take a little... There. Okay. Okay, maybe it's not as bad as I think it will be. If it automatically adds things in the corner, we might be able to make it through all the math. Let's see. How's it going? You've followed all the steps in order, right?
yes,
Yes, I've numbered them and made notes.
that's great.
Wonderful. That will be the most valuable resource. Now on to the second question. The woman in plain robes continued with the game, methodically going through its motions. It was nothing more than a simple game for kids. To the corrector, it all seemed amusing. Here they were, brilliant minds, meticulously recreating child's play on the beach, instead of tackling the great questions of their age. Do you really think this game holds any significance? As soon as Sophia asked this, the woman recording the answers turned and gave her a smile. Feeling bored?
No.
No, not really. 37 believes that by completing this game, she'll understand some hidden meaning in the sequence formed by the answers.
Actually,
But my father was pragmatic and always focused on the present. Like me, he didn't have an eye for these sorts of abstract things. I doubt his notebook could contain any of the transcendental meanings 37 is seeking. Honestly, at first glance, you can easily see the results. The answers to each question form a 10-digit number. 63334345533. I can't see its value, but 37 must be doing this for a reason. After all, she's always the first to grasp the essence beyond our understanding. Essence? She had never associated her father's notebook with the notion of some transcendental essence. What essence could a set of children's exercises in an old book possibly hold?
I don't know.
If this is just a waste of time, it could erode everyone's trust. Then The corrector furrowed her brow with worry. She felt as if she had to rectify this mistake. Sophia, what's on your mind? Her friend's sudden appearance caught her off guard, forcing her to take a step back.
It's just...
Oh, nothing.
Never mind.
She forced an adjustment of her demeanor, hiding any signs of her flustered thoughts. I was just thinking, 37, are these games perhaps too simple for the others? Are they? 37 tilted her head.
I think...
But there is nothing simple about any set of numbers, nor any set of answers.
Essentially...
Indeed, the simplest numbers often hold the deepest meaning. Even a number as singular as 1 holds the origin of all mathematical thought.
It's like this.
I believe the problem in this notebook is no different.
I understand.
Of course, you're always right, 37. But perhaps, instead of these simple games, we could... work on more important things? 37 finished her sentence, catching the red-headed corrector off guard once again. 37's eyes followed her as she took a step forward and fired off a series of questions of her own. Sophia, you keep repeating yourself. So then, what's most important to you? There could be many answers. Their results, their research on the emanation, the school's public affairs, or perhaps even just the fate of the small island. But... No, go away, 37. I know you're right, you're always right, but I don't want to know. I don't want to know my number anymore. The glass bottle shattered at the water's surface. The splash rang heavy and bitter. I'm sorry. They both knew the ancient instruction, know thyself. But the most important answer had already been swept away by the waves, lost in the endless depths of the sea.
I think...
Sorry, 37, I don't know that I can answer you right now. It's such a profound question and I don't have an easy answer.
Perhaps.
I suppose I need some time to think about it properly. I need to check our inventory. I hope your research goes well, 37. She spoke the words quickly, feigning calm. But it wasn't so easy to turn and leave. 37 held Sophia's hand firmly. Someone once taught me a problem-solving technique. When you're at a loss, try changing your mood. It's a useful trick, one which I've tested many times. If you don't have anything more important to do now, why not play a game with us? You still haven't participated in Hugh's game yet. It was always so impossible to let go of that hand. Alright,
Well.
but remember, you promised to finish before dinner.
Sure.
Of course. Anyway, Six is still walking around the beach. We have time before he reaches 4 digits. Come on, Sophia. Let's tackle the next question. Okay. At least it does all of the math in the corner, and I don't actually have to think.
What's the next question?
Let's see, the second question is, a fur ball with a pretty geometric pattern on its head finds 12 grapes and intends to carry them back to a cave 6 meters away. It can carry up to 6 grapes at a time, but it eats 3 grapes every 3 meters that it advances. How many grapes can it bring back? 37 reads the question word for word, then turns expectantly to Sophia.
Sophia!
You did promise to come play just now, didn't you? Of course, I wasn't just saying it. The corrector reluctantly confirms with 37 again. She will stay and participate.
It's like this.
Then take a look at my notebook and pick whichever shape you like.
Perhaps.
I'll think it over. Do you have any suggestions?
Let me think.
If I were to make a suggestion, I would say that this rectangle is a good fit.
This
Is it because of the meaning of 4, justice and order? That's indeed suitable for a corrector. Thank you, 37. I think this is the one.
scripture says...
I remember you did a proof about it. Not that it left much of an impression, but I believe there was such a thing. However, in this question, the rectangle represents returning to the pile of grapes.
I understand.
Got it. That said, 210 sometimes drops grapes while walking, but I've never seen those fur balls following him.
Essentially,
The description of this question isn't rigorous enough.
perhaps.
Maybe it's because he always talks so loudly, so the critters don't dare come near.
Hey!
Let me see. This time the monad represents moving forward 3 meters, or is it 6 meters?
That's
It's
not bad.
carrying as many grapes as possible. Well, it was just a wild guess.
Your number.
This time the line segment represents advancing 3 meters. Got it.
Maybe.
Okay. Where is it? Oh, I was supposed to click her. There's still a step of putting down all the grapes, which belongs to the pentagram. Okay. Time to think. Okay, we gotta take the grapes. Advance. Let's see it. It's 6 meters, so we can. Okay. No? Okay. Mini? That? No? Let me think. Let's see. Up to 6. But it eats 3 grapes each time it moves. We're gonna be here a bit because I suck at math. Okay. We have... If we do this, can we drop? Oh, we can. Okay, we can drop. There's 6 there. Okay, return grapes, advance. Wait, I messed something up. Okay. Return to the pile. Oh, is there nothing? Oh, there's nothing at the pile anymore. Okay, one. Okay. We have here, we advance, we drop. We go back, carry, advance, and drop. Turn, carry. Advance. Carry, advance? Yes. Okay. See, after we do this, we might be able to do another draw. Technically speaking.
What do you need?
So did you get the result you wanted, 37? Maybe after a few more questions, I'll discover the common pattern. Alright, let's hurry. We still have time for one more question before dinner. Hurry up. Oh, you're right, Sophia. She flips through her notebook, seemingly with a new idea.
Right.
I'm glad you agree with the suggestion. Let's continue on as it's written. No. We don't have to verify the same thing over and over. Initially, I just reduced the sequence by 3, and now there are 2 more duplicates here, 3 and 4.
Subtract 1.
Alright, let's skip some redundant parts. I'm sure we'll clear up the rest soon enough. Who else wants to join the game? The eager little boy is the first to step into the field.
Like I said.
I've been thinking about this while watching everyone play. I want to choose the hexagon because it's perfect and it has the number 6, just like our leader.
Yes, exactly.
But he hardly ever participates in such games. At this point, I prefer your approach. 37 nods in approval and the little boy's active participation. Thank you very much.
What's the next question?
The question is somewhat different from the previous ones. Based on the description, in what position is the hexagon?
For instance,
I'll show the notebook to each of you, and you just need to say the corresponding order. Oh, that's just the question. Okay.
No.
There are no shapes on my right, but there's a big crowd on the left.
the question is,
My position, oh, I see it now. There's more than one shape on my right. Oh, it's one of these.
this is...
Among the 2 shapes adjacent to me on both sides, there is no monad. I'm neither the furthest left nor the furthest right, so he's in the middle. Now
Let
it's
me
my
think.
turn. Standing to my left is a line segment. Okay. Okay. No shapes on the right. I'm going to get out a notebook. Or notepad. Okay. So we know circle's gonna be on the right. More than one shape to the right. Hexagon is the middle. Adjacent to the left. Or wait, is it this? Come on, hexagon. No? Rectangle's in the wrong position. Oh, right, it can't be next to the circle. Okay. Well, I would assume hexagon is trying to be in the middle, but maybe I'm wrong. Let's see, more than one shape on the right. I do think it's this one. This? Yes. Woo! One second, I'm just checking a thing real quick. Yeah, we're good. Sophia, was that game helpful at all? 37 rushed over as Sophia descended from the playground. Were the problems fun, inspiring, or perhaps dull? Should the results be logged or just discarded in a corner of the lab?
Actually,
Well, they weren't as dull as I expected. Breaking down the logic was pretty straightforward. For a kid just arriving on the island, it's a decent puzzle.
perhaps.
If I played these as a kid, I might have warmed up to math more. Perhaps I'd even have understood the whole everything is numbers thing a little sooner. But in the here and now, they don't feel very practical, nor enlightening. Oh, I see. No luck, it seems. What could we be missing? With obvious disappointment, 37 flipped through the notebook once more, diving deep into her thoughts again. It was getting dark, and the others began leaving the beach. It seemed 37's games didn't yield any results. For her assistant, this seemed like the expected outcome. These games appeared to be more of a basic educational tool than something profound. It's time for dinner. We've run out of time. We requested from 6. There's... No, wait. It's not over until I go for dinner. we can't actually have food yet if we're still playing our games. It's fine. 37 stared at the grid lines on the beach, as if she was rooted there. The puzzles represented by these numbers would be on her mind all night, replacing thoughts of roasted rabbit and honeyed bread. Although it was clear that the number sequence didn't hold any profound meaning at first glance, what if everyone had just hadn't looked deep enough?
Perhaps.
I have some free time tomorrow morning. Maybe we can give it another shot then. When Apollo first rides out chasing the dawn, we might discover a fresh perspective. Do you think so? Otherwise, you'd stay here all night. Sophia sighed, once again realizing she was indulging 37. I don't understand, 37. Why are you so convinced that there's some hidden significance in these sequence of answers? Huh? Because it's right there. I feel it, if only vaguely. When Hugh jotted down these numbers, they contained a strong emotion. So you're going with your intuition? Intuition. At the mention of the word, the girl's expression dimmed. Back in her childhood, before she came to the island, when she was known as an arcanist, she was familiar with this term. Sensing, listening, understanding, beseeching, being fiercely focused, and seizing inspiration, it was all familiar to her. But she couldn't see the flash of genius whenever she pleased, playing around with them as if she was catching butterflies. What did having such an ability really mean?
Sophia!
Sophia, come on. If you don't get to the canteen now, only soup base will be left. 37 had maneuvered nimbly over the line of seagull footprints and waved to beckon Sophia ahead. Hold on, I'm coming. And remember, not every question needs an answer. We have more important things to do now. Okay. At least the math hasn't been too hard for me. Okay. 4 more. Watch this next one take an hour. Okay. Mornings on the beach were meant for quiet strolls and relaxation. Sophia's plan to arrive early and clear her mind seemed wise, but things rarely went as expected here.
Sophia!
Sophia, you're late. I've been here since Apollo rose to meet the dawn. The crowd surrounding 37 seemed even larger than yesterday as she hopped and waved at Sophia. At the center of the crowd was another familiar figure.
Meaning?
Ah, good. The corrector's here too. What perfect timing.
Attention, please.
Hey everyone, come gather around and take a look. Tim was holding up a magazine. My submission isn't any more childish than the game she's playing. Some chuckled. It was common occurrence for the islanders familiar with their banter. 210 confidently presented the magazine to Sophia and 37. The magazine pages were a mess amid frivolous news and various announcements, a crumpled mathematical proof huddled in the corner. Fortunately, the author was still identifiable.
This is...
Treatise? On the linguistic structure of truth. 210, is that your name? The towering theorist just spread his hands out in an over-proud twist without confirming.
In fact?
Certainly, it was no easy feat given our island's isolation to get this published, but where there is a will, there is a way. Submitting these mathematical essays to outdated publications is just the beginning of my many accomplishments to come. I think he's overblowing the difficulty of reaching out. And is it really a mathematical... I don't know that word. Seems like a lot of words. Sophia flipped through the magazine quickly. It was nothing more than the common railway journal. 210's essay was listed in the excerpts and anecdotes column. To publish a paper on truth in a magazine like this... the editor's comment is, although the content is obscure, the wording is elegant and worth citing. That's impressive nonetheless. The compliment was genuine, and already the haughty theorist's confidence grew even more. 37 thought, though crossed her arms in a breathless huff.
No.
I've read that article. It's pure... It's made up, I'm guessing. Your premise is flawed and the central thesis overcomplicated. The beauty of mathematical truth lies in its simplicity. These nonsensical embellishments only lead to misinterpretation. It's cumbersome, frivolous, and most importantly, it lacks a good process.
I think...
this is all just clever rhetoric lacking any substance. Wasted space and meaningless platitudes.
Meaning?
Is that so? More meaningless than all this child's play. Or perhaps this game is simple enough for you. Are these piddling lessons in basic reasoning and arithmetic the truth you are looking for?
Have fun, 37.
Well, that makes sense for a child. Carry on with your fun and games then. The children on the beach had eagerly gathered around 210, forming a lively crowd. At an age when curiosity reigns, they were always interested in this kind of biting debate. The arguments, conflicts, grandeur, the aspirations converged on a single number.
210.
Oh, it is 210. I was just saying 210 because it was easier.
Number.
Your numbers clearly contain 2, 3, 5, and 7. You've just lumped them together without using them efficiently. Oh, so now you're accusing me of being insincere, that I'm making frivolous gestures only to flaunt my
Well,
intelligence.
that's outstanding.
How very logical of you. But all this debate allows me to speak the truth that the others are concealing from you. These are games for children, 37.
Meaning?
There are no revelations to be garnered from you stubbornly pursuing some there are no revelations to be gleaned from your stubbornly pursuing some childish arithmetic. I really can't talk today. I don't know what my problem is. Oh, but we all trust the brilliance of our star of Hermes and oh so willingly serve as a companion star under your guidance. But surely our brilliant stars should consider others' duties and responsibilities, no? Sophia stepped in, breaking the tension at just the right moment.
Actually,
Don't be so serious, 210. We're just passing the time before breakfast with some games, and 37 isn't forcing anyone else to join in. But I agree, perhaps these games are too simple. In your opinion, what changes would it need? Obviously, the questions should be harder, more fitting our caliber, and there should be scores and rankings, and some sort of elimination and revival mechanism. All the participants should be grouped on the beach, competing in groups of 3, and special areas and specific time slots should be scheduled.
No.
What? Absolutely not. 37 forcibly interrupted 210's excited rule-making.
Object.
This game and its questions were left behind by Hugh for a reason. It's simple because it was designed for children. I don't want to compete with anyone, I just want to understand the hidden meaning within the sequence of answers Hugh left. Of course, if it were more complex, then the participants might enjoy the thrill of intellectual pursuit.
I think.
But the beauty of the game lies in its simplicity, just like numbers themselves. Stripped of all embellishments, 1 is 1.
The essence won't change.
People, stones, trees, and physical things decay, deteriorate, and change, but 1 remains. This is a simple game, yet it holds the most wonderful
You
wisdom.
haven't truly
There's no
understood
need
it.
to make the simple so complicated. All these facades may grab attention, but it strays from the game's true essence.
Meaning?
So you yourself admit it's dull and monotonous. I simply articulated the same meaning with the words to make them more convincing, without distorting the truth. Some of his followers in the crowd nodded as they listened. They were captivated by his rebuttal. Such analysis, discussions, and endless numbers was an everyday occurrence in the school of thought. 37's response was to draw several squares on the beach. I learned about this from Sophia. Hopscotch is a popular children's game elsewhere. The rules are simple. 1 hops from one end to the other. It was easy enough to learn, and I've never forgotten.
Meaning?
So our star has learned hopscotch. I hope you weren't expecting a surprise. No, I mean it's easy to play because of its simplicity. For this reason, it's spread from where Sophia was born, and now the children on this island play it too. The group of children who played on the beach yesterday began to laugh. That's right.
That's great.
37's game is fun too. 37 acknowledged her young supporters and carried on. If we complicate the game the game that Hugh designed, with new rules and competition, won't we lose its true essence? It wasn't a splendid debate, and some followers had already started betting seashells on which side would win. On the island, such debates might continue from early morning until the time of silence. If that were to happen, 37's game would be unable to continue, and more important research would tragically remain on hold. The corrector felt the need to intervene.
I think...
Both sides brought strong points, I believe.
Of course.
You're right. Yes, of course. 37 is right about what exactly? As you said, it's a children's game. Its essence cannot and will not change. I'm curious, though, about what insights you can glean from such simplicity. I'm going to have more water. Maybe that will help me talk correctly. Everyone can see the answers at a glance, yet you believe there's some profound meaning in the combination of answers. 210 spread his hands in a mocking gesture and shrugged. It's just time wasted, nothing compared to the pivotal proof uncovered by our great star of Hermes.
Have fun, 37.
Go on, figure out how much this children's game is worth caring about. I'm eager to see the outcome. Okay.
Of course.
The game participants have to choose a shape, then I'll take this triangle.
That's outstanding.
I was curious why you didn't choose it, as 3 is a perfect and harmonious and really ought to be to your liking. But this star really suits you. You finally admit that you're the star of Hermes.
No,
Is there any connection between these two?
just fragments.
You always correlate things that are completely different in nature. 37 clearly has more examples for refuting. She takes a deep breath, straightening her back like a seagull perched on a nearby rock, seemingly ready to throw out more arguments. All right, now is not the time for debate. The corrector timely intervenes to prevent the argumentative atmosphere from deteriorating.
Fine.
Sophia is right. We can't forget what is important. Oh, I remember. A children's game.
That's outstanding.
Let's start then. We'll see who's more correct in due course.
For instance,
A merchant needs to transport a wolf, a sheep, and a cabbage across the river. Oh, it's this problem. But can only take one at a time. When he's not around, the wolf will eat the sheep, and the sheep will eat the vegetables. How many trips does he need to make to cross the river? This
Of
question,
course.
it's very simple, as expected.
Well, that's outstanding.
How about I help you assign those steps? I plan to experience the game for myself. You can take a little rest. Oh, it seems you don't need the latter. There's no sign of fatigue from 37. She holds her notebook high, trying to get it level with 210's line of sight.
it's like this.
I think it's clear enough. Remember, don't miss a single word.
Attention, please.
We'll start with myself. The triangle represents loading the wolf onto the boat. Next, the monad, loading the sheep onto the
In
boat.
fact,
The line segment loading the cabbage onto the boat. He quickly and briefly rattles off several corresponding steps.
Sophia.
Now it's the turn of the star of Hermes and the corrector.
I said.
And me, please don't forget me.
That's true.
The hexagon, good. So you represent unloading all the cargo.
Of course.
Finally, 37, the star of Hermes, rows the boat to the right bank, and Sophia, the methodical rectangle, rows the boat to the left bank.
To have fun, 37.
Please check if I said anything wrong or missed anything. Sophia takes the notebook from 37, reading it word for word. After careful scrutiny by the corrector, the answer is deemed
Thanks
correct.
a lot.
No need to delay further, let's just start the sorting. Okay. Okay. So... let's see. We put the sheep on the boat. Let's see. Left bank. Okay, on to the right. Remove the cargo. Left. See, it's the wolf. No, it's the sheep. Okay. We can get the wolf. And then to the right, remove. I will take the sheep with me. And back to the left. And let's see, it's the cabbage here. I am thinking so hard. Because I know it's like, you take one, you bring it over, you take the next one, you swap them, you go back and forth like that. It's just hard to do when it's laid out like this. Okay, so let's see, what's on the boat is the sheep. And it's... okay, we will remove. And we will take the cabbage. And to the right. And then to the left, we will get the sheep. We will go to the right and remove. Yes.
Thanks a lot.
It looks like it will be quicker and more interesting to proceed in groups of 3, as I suggested.
In fact,
What's interesting without a bit of competition?
this is what
You should
call
consider what I
genius.
said, 37.
Object.
Of course, I considered it. First, debate never ceases with a temporary pause. It's like a shark lurking underwater, slowly moving. Now it has found a good opportunity, showing its dorsal fin while the corrector gazes at the water. Okay. 3 more. Oh, the last one must just be a cutscene. Okay. The sight in front of them seemed much like it always did. The salty breeze and the grains of sand carried by it. 2 figures strolled hand in hand. No one cared about the children sneaking away from the congregation. They just had to be careful to avoid getting caught. Wow, this place is so beautiful and wide. It's much bigger than my yard back home. Have you ever played hopscotch? Sophia pointed towards several lines drawn in the sand with shells. Together the lines form a clumsy square. Jump from here to there, but don't step on the lines or squish the shells. I used to play this game before I came to the island. It's different from hide and seek. You can play it alone too. That sounds fun. But I can't understand the meaning of the lines. They don't form a pattern I can't recognize. Maybe I need more time to understand their meaning? 37 playfully kicked up some sand, twirling around. Why do we only jump on the squares? Adding a 9-point circle to the game would be nice. 4 inscribed circles, 12 tangential circles. It'd be amazing if you only jumped from the points. She shared her thoughts, trying to convey what she saw in her mind's eye. Her tone grew earnest and persistent, trying to illustrate the things she imagined. Yes, it was like endlessly picking up shiny pebbles on the beach. Just like today. 210 always tries to make simple things complicated. You just wanted us to finish the game's problem.
Scripture says...
Well, of course, the scripture says one who does not divide the problem into 3 parts cannot achieve true wisdom. But that's no reason to propose 3-player matches. The present scene intertwined seamlessly with the past memories, unaffected by time. The girl's rare smile piqued her companion's curiosity as she came over. Sophia, what's on your mind? What's made you so happy? I was thinking, since the emanation, we've hardly ever gathered together like this. 6 became 6, you've taken over your mother's research, and 210 is always so busy with his proofs and fraternizing. Even discussions like the one we just had happen so rarely now. Yet after all this time, you remain so resolute. It's like you never changed. Maybe you haven't noticed, but I have changed. Raising her hand high, 37 gestured from the ground to her head. I've grown taller than before. True. And my hair's longer and harder to manage. It takes much longer for you to comb it. Not these surface level changes, 37.
Fine.
Oh, then I'm not quite sure what you mean.
Sophia!
Never mind that. I need your help, Sophia. We're down to the last 2 questions, just a stone's throw away from the answer. I was hoping we could finish it together. Okay.
It's like this.
Everything went as I said, and it didn't take much time.
Perfect number.
Just one more shape to go, and we need one more person willing to play. 37 turns to the crowd, waving her arms in an open invitation. A little girl who had been watching for a long time is nudged forward by her friend.
Or like this?
I can do it. I've wanted to choose for a long time. This last heptagon. I'd like to pick it. 7 is a unique, respected number. The believers nod in agreement. This number is quite familiar to them.
Sure.
As a prime number, it is indeed special in some ways, but that's not important now. Well, we'll know the answer soon enough. All 7 participants are ready. 37 tilts her head, unconcerned about the discussions around her. She doesn't take back the notebook from Sophia.
Sophia!
We have to complete the game together, so this question is for you, Sophia. I'm leading everyone for the last question? Well, I can't think of any problem with that. 210 didn't make any mistakes just now. If he could do it smoothly, of course you can too.
Well,
Okay, I'll try to be careful not to mess up. This question is, arrange everyone's seats in order. Where will the rectangle sit?
I understand.
The rectangle? That would require confirming my order. Firstly, the rectangle is on the left half of the line, but not the leftmost. The triangle is not in the seat adjacent to me. It's a quiet seat.
Sorry.
According to what the notebook says, I am not adjacent to the line segment. And I am far from the monad as the triangle is from the pentagram. I'm adjacent to the heptagon. We can play together.
Of course.
Unfortunately, I am far away from the Star of Hermes as possible. The pentagram is almost at the farthest distance.
that's great.
My seat is right in the middle of the line. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. I knew you'd do great. Only the final sorting remains. Don't worry, it's pretty easy.
All right.
Glad I could help. The corrector hands the notebook back to 37, observing the square in the
I
sand.
think
Maybe it's like this. Let me try. Okay. I need my notepad again. Okay, so we have 7. And we know the heptagon is in the middle. I wish I could just put it down, but I can't. Okay, so the rectangle could be either here or here. Sitting adjacent, so the hexagon could also maybe be here or here. I have a feeling that it's gonna be like this, and then this. Oh, hey Lim! Welcome to math! And a lot of hair ripping. Well, actually, the puzzles haven't been that hard, but math. Math is the fancy side puzzle thing for this event, so... Understandable, but you won't get any of the rewards in reverse if you don't do it. Because it does give you rewards, it gives you goodies, we gotta do it. We gotta do the math, this is the math month. Oh, wait, no. I have the star in the wrong spot, the star's probably here. Which will make this be like this, and then this, I think. I think that's it. Let's see if I did correct things. This one, this one. I did it! Oh, that's good. Yeah, my dad randomly got sick last night too. So maybe it's just the changing seasons or something. Glad you're feeling better. Let's see, closing her notebook, 37 felt every detail course through her body. The result was clear from the beginning. Everyone could see the number laid bare on the paper. 633434533. A composite number divisible by 41. Its largest prime factor was 154474013. If you saw it as a sequence, it was simple combinations of 3, 4, 5, and 6. 3 appeared 6 times, 4 appeared twice, while 5 and 6 appeared once. Whether you look at it as a number or a sequence, it still feels like something is missing. Use annotated shapes must hold the key. I just haven't figured out what those little points mean yet. 37 pointed to an ink blotch in the notebook, directly under a hexagon.
Or?
It's just an accidental smear.
It's like this.
But look, there's the same mark below this question later on too.
In fact?
Sometimes, for convenience, they put a dot over repeating decimals in infinite series. That dot's above, but this one's below. Perhaps Sophia's father thought 6 had its limitations?
No. That's not right.
That makes no sense. It can't be. Having a sense of humor every now and then wouldn't hurt. He shrugged, pretending indifference to 37's rebuttal. I admit I overcomplicated Hugh's marks at first. There are so many possible attributes that they easily steered my thinking in the wrong direction. Remember what you said to me earlier. Don't complicate simple things. Maybe there's no deep meaning in these symbols. Maybe you've just made it complex. No, absolutely not. You didn't leave these marks at random. Look, only the questions whose answers is the number 3 have this kind of pattern. Yeah, understandable. Did you get your freebie? Your free draw? It's a small puzzle related to the number of triangles.
I think...
My father did love geometric shapes. I think 37 might be onto something. Feeling supported, 37 confidently continued. Cool. I got diggers, and then on my draws earlier, like at the start of this part of the stream, I got the other 5-star that I was missing, so... I got the Alice in Wonderland character. So, I got all of them now at least once. I thought if I experienced the game firsthand, I'd understand the meaning behind these marks and sequences. Yeah, like baby blue or whatever. But I still don't get it. Yeah, she looks like one. Because when I opened the game, it's like, okay, I need to choose. So I went onto the wiki to see what their attacks were. And I went with diggers first. Yeah, that happens. But no, all of the special costumes for this event are very pretty, and I am very tempted. I don't want to spend $30 to get all of the fancy costumes, but they are very pretty. Let's see, but I still don't get it. There's something missing here, and it's because I don't understand Hugh well enough. If I were Sophia... But that's a lot. I don't... No, it's fine. Oh, so the conclusion is that there's no secret to this game after all. In that case, it looks like I've won.
210.
Don't be so hasty, 210. The scriptures say the learned remain silent. They listen attentively and take others' words seriously. But it's a lot. I would feel so bad about it. I would feel so guilty. So perhaps you will show yourself the proper learned scholar and let me finish without interruption. The teaching also exhort us to listen to the sound of the wind.
Meaning?
They demand that we earnestly listen to everything and expand our thinking. Have you considered that I too am part of everything? Yes, I am a Twitch streamer. I am a VTuber. I am not a greedy streamer, though. I appreciate all the donations, but I am not going to beg for them or demand them. Because it's like, I want everyone to be smart with their money. Let's see. They demand that we earnestly listen. Yeah, we already read that one. Think about your argument. Simple games can hold the most beautiful wisdom.
In fact.
Yet now you realize that this wisdom eludes you because you don't understand Hugh well enough. Can't you see, 37? I don't even need to knock your castle down. It's already a puddle of quicksand. 210 sarcastically shook his head, implying that the conclusion was self-evident. Unyielding, 37 crosses her arms.
You haven't truly understood it.
More meaningless rhetoric. Or rhetoric, sorry. Calm down and let me explain. The beauty of wisdom should apply to everyone, yet you want to uncover truths through personal relationships. Maybe this sequence indeed holds meaning. But I can talk. Silly. You're very, very silly. You're silly and apparently angry. Let's see. Maybe this sequence indeed holds meaning, but perhaps it's just a personal note Hugh gave to his daughter. After all, it's not a collection of axioms, it's a personal notebook. Not the stabby. Now you're threatening me? Let's see. These numbers might only hold meaning for Hugh and Sophia, but what use do what use do you have for them? The scripture also says, do not easily extend your right hand to others. In other words, one should attend to their own affairs. Yet the Star of Hermes eagerly takes away others' proofs and treats them as her playthings.
Meaning?
Aren't the materials left by your mother enough to pass the time? See, we'll have to swap some of the emotes around since I have the new costume, once the new costume is done. 210's mockery was evident in his words, but his opponent remained steadfast.
No.
No, the teachings mean that we shouldn't easily impart wisdom and knowledge to those who don't appreciate it. You've twisted its meaning. Once you enter the temple, you cannot turn back. In the pursuit of truth, insufficient knowledge is worse than total ignorance. Since I've begun exploring this, how can I stop halfway?
Essentially.
And the meaning of numbers isn't determined by anyone. They exist unrelated to time, space, or who we are. They're not someone's property.
Right?
If none of us know the sequence, how can we assert its nature? The conversation veered again towards an endless back and forth. Oh no. The corrector felt torn, caught between the two. Mediating disputes was her strength, but this seemed, despite their emotions, to be a well-reasoned debate. Maybe she should leave them to exhaust the truth. It aligned more with their scholarly approach. As she pondered this, 37 suddenly turned to her. In that case, let Sophia be the judge. And she's like, leave me alone, please. Leave me out of it, please. Uncover the secrets in the notebook and see who's right. Oh no, the ooh-woos, they are multiplying. Let's see, I agree. Let the corrector determine the truth. Oh, so this is how it's going to be. She sighed, regretting her momentary hesitation. What am I even looking at? Oh, just... Those fingers are so broken and painful looking. Oh no. I just refreshed when you did the angry one, and I'm currently able to see everything. So, like I said, I have ways to work around everything being broken. It just pauses things for a couple minutes. So right now we're good. I am seeing the hand of pain. It's also somewhat hypnotizing. Let's see, it would be too difficult to refuse an expectant gazes of her friends. Fine, I'll make the judgment. First, let me go over the game properly. Okay, last puzzle. Oh, is that what it is? I thought it was like just a broken hand. Oh, it is like a hot dog. Okay, I didn't pick up on that. I thought it was just breaking fingers. I was very confused. Let's see, this island holds so many quirks, and 37 possesses the greatest of them all. She was born with her own set of numbers, always clear about where she's headed. When she speaks of those never-ending numbers on the beach, those beautiful proofs. Yeah, I haven't done like the main storyline. This is just a little side puzzle thing. We'll do the main story tomorrow. Let's see, it feels like coming face to face with eternity. At the same time, I deeply understand my own simplicity and
There's nothing
ordinariness.
wrong with letting the stars shine where they should. And those who look up will continue to look up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I logged in and they just gave me all of those like candy jars. So I have so much energy. Let's see, tidying the lab, managing her hair, listing supplies, receiving guests. There's no need for these little things to occupy 37's attention. Her time should be spent on more significant research. Yeah, I'll be able to do so much grinding, man. But beyond all that, 37 is like a bright star newly born. She disregards conventions, is curious about many new things, and has a playful, carefree spirit. Just like any other childhood friend. 37 has her own pursuits. And I have a task to complete, verify the answers 37 gives. She touched her father's notebook, closing her eyes. She remembered many vivid fragments. Shifting sands on the beach, the sting of her fingers as she polished his lenses. The fragrance of cinnamon and chickpeas lingering in the air. A ship cleaves through the water's surface, approaching the shore before disintegrating amid the fading cheers. Then everything moved forward, beyond the surging waves, back to humble streets. Memories from beyond the island that belonged exclusively to Sophia, reaching back to her blurry childhood impressions. She was different from that lone star suspended in the sky. She was born to the tangible and belonged to this dim world of phenomenon. She rummaged through her jar of memories in search of some trinket worthy of trading for a coin. Indeed, she was diligent, serious girl. And so, after examining every small stone in the jar, she finally found a satisfying... wait, no, that's not satisfying. Satiating answer. I understand now. 633434533. This isn't just a string of numbers, a sequence, a proverb, or some new truth we've yet to comprehend. It's a musical score. I'm tripping over like every other word today. I apologize. A musical score? What's that? The word wasn't within 37's scope of thought. She widened her eyes in surprise, showing her curiosity plainly.
Actually,
people often use this method to notate melodies. This musical score is the beginning of a song. It's quite a popular tune in my hometown, one which my father loved to hum. He must have poured his heart into these questions. Are we getting a music break? The sea breeze whips over past the rocks and the geometric shapes, scattering a handful of fine sand. The grains gather into tiny mounds at the edge of her shoes. After helping 37 with the validation, the crowd dispersed into groups to go about their own business. Only a few figures remain on the beach. I think I still remember how this song goes.
About this number. Will it explain everything?
Okay. Well, this is easy enough. 6, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 3, 3. Cool. Yes, that's the candy hidden in the jar among the stones. The calls of the seagulls, the sound of the waves crashing up and down, and the sound of my own breathing become calm and distant, except for that song. Perhaps it's... I will just say this, be smart with your money. Just be smart with your money. If you don't think, just be smart with your money. I will not ask for anything. Just be smart with your money. Is it? When I looked, it said it was 15. Maybe I was looking at the wrong thing. It said like it was 10 or 15. Let's see. If she could just recall the initial notes, the subsequent phrases would naturally follow. I can look after this. Let's see. At first stumbling and hoarse, soon the song becomes fluent, resonating across the quiet beach.
Oh,
It might be different in the US. The price in the US might be different. I don't know. Let's see. I knew numbers could be music, but why didn't I think of it earlier? I was so close. A musical score, but I've never heard this notation method. 37 didn't stay low for long. She quickly perked up, generally praising her companion's revelation.
brilliant!
That's a lovely song, and you sing it well, Sophia.
Well, that's outstanding.
I suppose everyone got what they wanted. You've solved the puzzle, Sophia uncovered the song her father left behind, and I won.
Object!
Why, my initial theory was correct. The string of numbers did have a deeper meaning after all.
In fact,
But you glossed over the musical score. And I foresaw this had nothing to do with you from the start. It's just a distant hometown ballad that her father left for his daughter, with no profound meaning, no wonderful wisdom, no transcendent thought. But you just had to whimsically stir things up again to satisfy your curiosity. Everything tilts around you, regardless of whether it gets disturbed, shattered, or at times accomplished.
this is what people call
That's the genius the people talk about.
But you are
But don't worry, my words are just
in the sand on the never-ending beach.
But don't worry, my words are just as inconsequential grains of sand compared to you, the Star of Hermes. The golden treasures are buried in this endless beach, aren't they? Everyone's willing to play along. After all, flocking to a genius is much more interesting than following an ordinary person. But I played the game and verified it. And I told Sophia there must be a secret in the notebook. This was a rare moment. 37 was at a loss for words. Bewildered, she looked at Sophia with a furrowed brow, hoping to hear a judgment strong enough to defeat 210. I agree. 210 is one. Alright. Her shoulders slumped as all the inspiration that had driven her thus far vanished into the beach. This time, 37 didn't perk up again. Instead, she hung her head and kicked at the sand, before burying her head in her robe like a seabird.
Actually,
It's true, this notebook doesn't contain the wondrous wisdom of the scriptures. The string of numbers could only be solved by me, because others didn't know Hugh. 210 was the first to predict this result, that's undeniable.
I think...
But I still believe that 37 achieved her goals too. Sophia's words spared 37 from sinking deeper into the shallow holes she had already made in the sand with her feet. She froze, waiting to hear what Sophia was going to say next.
Actually,
No matter what you think, it was 37 who first uncovered these numbers, bringing this memory back to me. If it wasn't for her determination, I wouldn't have had the chance to hear this song again. I still remember what 37 told me about the proof of the existence of infinite prime numbers. Sophia smiled at her as 37 nodded, both enthusiastic and confused. My father Hugh was a corrector like me. He was the previous person responsible for handling matters off the island. But over time, his name faded into obscurity, leaving behind only a sharp-edged cube, a dusty notebook, and a pair of broken glasses. Like the formula 37 once etched on the beach, his memory has long been washed away by the waves. Although Hugh's spirit has returned to its source, we can still hear the melody he left behind. Perhaps the one who first sang this song has already been swept away by time, faded into nothingness. But his notes still echo into eternity. Just as we recall the proof of a lucid pinned over 2,000 years ago. Like 37 said, the power of proof lies in its simplicity and universality. This tune holds a certain universality too.
actually,
Yes, it's not a mathematical theory in the truest sense, and it doesn't speak to the essence. It's only a gleaming shard left by Hugh, like a genius of, like grains of sand reflecting faint light on the shore. Yet this universality words are hard. Allows it to persist through time, crossing vast spaces and arriving at this moment and place. Let's take a moment to listen to the song. To simply listen. The disputes and differences dissolved in the soft breath of the breeze. The beach returned to silence and only the melody lingered. Okay. And the final chapter. Give me the last reward. Okay. I used to think other people's opinions didn't matter to 37. Even in the most heated arguments, she never paid much attention to them. With ordinary eyes, it's different to perceive changes in the vastness beyond me. Yes. But now I understand how to notice them. The faint scrape of fingers brushing over geometry, the different grains of sand I scoop up when I bend over. The changes are slow and gradual, but they're there. Apollo's star had risen high, and the Star of Hermes game had ended. It was time to head back to that room filled with scattered papers. 37, what's on your mind? 37's steps were unusually slow. She wondered if the verdict had hit her harder than she had predicted. The ever-scrupulous corrector began to regret her decision. Perhaps it would have been better for 6 to maintain the balance. Sophia. 37 started somberly, her words flatter than usual. I hope I didn't waste your time. Do you think it was all just a pointless game? The doubts spilled out of her, eagerly awaiting an answer. Of course not. That song means a lot to me. It's a precious memory. Are you upset, 37? You didn't seem so down when we listened to the song earlier. Well, that's because it had such a lovely cadence and you sang it so well. Her praise came sincerely and quickly, no doubt about it. But what surprised me was when you mentioned that proof about infinite primes. I remember it, but I have no idea when I told you about it. Of course I remember, 37. It was a beautiful proof. I'll always remember it. But that didn't comfort her much. Distractedly, 37 grabbed at her hair. So, have I messed up your memories of Hugh? Barging in, disrupting your memories, and leaving a mess behind? Sophia widened her eyes slightly. 37, are you still bothered by what 210 said? She averted her eyes. That was rare. Sophia, what's so funny? Sorry, I just never thought I'd see you care about something he said. You're right, you really have changed a lot after all.
Sure.
Of course, didn't I tell you that? It's not just my height. I've even changed where I sit at the table. 37's great. As the distance between me and the table changes, so does the best angle for catching the sun. I'm not talking about height or seats. Sophia shook her head with a soft smile. It was a gentle, rare, loving gesture. 37, do you know why I've never forgotten the proof about infinite primes?
Actually,
Because it made me ponder such distant things for the first time. Before I didn't care about what eternity meant. It felt like nothing, some faraway notion.
I think...
Now I stand here, fully aware that the island under our feet will one day disappear, washed away like the sand by the tide. But I also believe some things will endure, like the grains of gold buried in the silt. The island was vast enough to house an entire school of thought, yet it was also so small, a speck in the waves. And we, living amidst it, could only remember fleeting moments. Yes, because the world we see is transient. 37 nodded seriously. This topic was more familiar to her than discussing dinner plans. You shared it with me because of the eternity and beauty that the infinite holds, and its universally true nature. From then on, I've seen the gold in the sands. And in turn, I've shared Hugh's song with you. If it brought you joy, that means it has meaning for you too.
Perhaps.
Maybe it's not the transcendent essence you were seeking, but those who hear the song will feel it, remember it, maybe even hum it one day. That is universal beauty too.
Oh,
So that's it. I get it now. The confusion vanished from 37's face, and she returned all at once to her usual cheerful self. This song isn't just for Hugh and Sophia anymore because you shared it with us, right? So it's universal and belongs to everyone who hears it, just like the proof I shared with you. Why are you laughing again, Sophia?
Never mind.
Oh, it's nothing. I'm just thinking about how you're always turning everything into a proof to understand it. When it's as simple as enjoying music with friends. I suppose I still can't quite grasp this kind of simplicity. 37 thought hard about this, puzzling over it like a new problem. But thankfully, she soon had a new idea, as always. Sharing is a really solid argument. I bet 210 would struggle to argue against it. I knew my viewpoint was right. I'm going to tell him right away. 37 hurried off and caught up with 210, who was leafing through another magazine.
Meaning?
What now? Sophia's declaration I won, and nothing can change that.
object.
You were just a spectator making random guesses while I uncovered the valuable song. Believe what you want. I've said enough today. I'd like a bit of peace and quiet now. He deliberately slowed down, trailing behind Sophia and 37. 37 took it as 210, conceding, and her steps became light as air. Well, except for some trivial details, everything went smoothly today.
Perfect number.
It's the number 9, the trinity of peace, friendship, and harmony. Absolutely perfect. Oh, that's right. 37 turned to Sophia with a sudden recollection, a joyful smile spreading across her face.
Sophia!
Come on, Sophia, give me your hand.
Here you go.
This is for you. The feathers, shells, and pebbles formed a lovely decorative chain. There was a lone pebble next to it. Is this for me?
Sure.
Of course. And this one, I found it on the beach just now. The pattern forms a fantastic number. You can add it to the chain or, you know, give it a toss into the waves. Yes. It's magnificent. It's glorious. We must put it on immediately.
Thank you.
Thanks, 37.
That's great.
I came to the beach this morning to give it to you, but I found myself sidetracked and completely forgot.
It's all right.
That's all right, 37. I really appreciate your gift. That's great. Shall we hang out again tomorrow, Sophia? I'll catch up with my research in no time. Oh, the day after tomorrow could work too. We can make this a regular island activity. Now was the time, relaxed and pleasant enough for her to ask what she had left unsaid.
Is
37.
all of it just about this number?
Do all these numbers have...
everything?
Are you done talking? 37. Do all these numbers have this infinite meaning to you?
Sure.
Of course. 37 answered without missing a beat. So 37 is just one number in the infinite progression. If it's not, what else could it be? 210, 37, 6. Even if we're gone, these numbers won't disappear.
For instance,
Just like you don't need 3 seagulls. Wait. Just like you don't need 3 seagulls, 3 stones, or 3 people to prove the number 3 exists. Numbers exist outside of all of that.
Thank you.
Thanks, 37. I think I understand your answer. I've got some other things to take care of. Let's hang out later if there's time. Deal.
oh,
Wait, I see 6 coming back. Is he still counting? 37 waved at the dot on the horizon as a seagull swooped above them. She sprang up, greeting the leader. Good morning, 6. 210 and I had a disagreement over something, but the sequence, it's connected to a song.
Afraid I don't know much about songs.
I'm afraid... Oh, he just said that. But it's only logical, isn't it? Is there any doctrine from the past that fits this situation? Thinking things through can help purify one's intellect.
Need.
Perhaps a period of quiet contemplation would be helpful.
fine.
That doesn't suit me well, I'm afraid. Alright, I'll come up with a more convincing new argument on my own. It was clear that 37 wasn't satisfied with 6's suggestion. The debate would keep going in the coming days. Watch your step or you'll trip.
Like this.
Don't worry, as long as I stick to the right order of steps, I won't fall. Don't forget, we've got to hurry or we'll miss meal time. That seagull looks as starved as her. We could calculate the seagull's speed by counting steps. Where did we stop counting? You can spend all day counting seagulls on the beach tomorrow.
That's outstanding.
That could be the topic for my next essay. Planning to cover up a weak argument with a bunch of I know this word, I can't pronounce it. Dribble again? Alright, you two, let's pick up the pace. There are other ways to figure out its speed.
284 steps.
Thank you.
Thanks, 6. And the time it took us to get here is... Woo, we did the thing. And I think I have enough drops that I can, like, do another pull, maybe? Yes. We summon. We summon. No, I wouldn't either. Okay. Nothing new yet. But I do want 37, so I'm going to keep pulling for her. Okay. What is over here? Achievements? Oh, right, we got achievements now. Okay. Woo. Oh, yeah. It's like... Where is it? Where is it? I honestly forget where I saw it. That's just the costumes. When in doubt. Come here. You. Where's the page? Yeah, see, it's 10 or 15. Did I? I've never actually looked for these pages before, so I don't know what they look like. Oh. Oh, okay. So I guess these are just extra things on top of that. Okay. Battle Pass. Battle Pass. I don't know. I haven't really looked in the store, so I really don't know how any of it works. Outside of using, like, the free stuff to get more free stuff, I haven't looked at the paid stuff before. Yeah, I just didn't see anything that said jukebox. Oh. Okay, yeah. It didn't take me anywhere. It doesn't say how much it is, though. Unless this is it. And it is the 10 and 15. I don't know. It's a lot of money. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm confused. I told this to Lobster. I was up all night making that other costume. I have no sleep. I cannot think. I'm amazed I made it through all of the math questions. Okay. Let's see. I'm just curious, what all is here? Okay. So these are extra challenges to get even more stuff. Okay. Okay, what else is here? And unlocks later. There's that. Oh, what's this? Oh, that won't unlock until we do the story tomorrow. Okay. What's this? Timekeeper, I have discovered many strange geometric shapes here, which the people on the island seem to refer to as Eureka. Eureka can be found scattered through the island. Perhaps we should gather some to carry out a little research. Okay, so this is like probably another puzzle thing.
Welcome.
Oh.
Don't worry. There is no sign stating let no one ignorant of geometry or the
They have
irrational
changed
numbers
things. Oh.
Terrific! I already have a wonderful demonstration in my mind. It unfolds like the folium of Descartes.
Okay. I am confused. How does... Do we
Do
just...
the calculation again if the result is not what you want. It's also a step
It's
you need to take to
random
unlock
now.
our answers.
Oh no. Why did they make it random? No! Unless... Can we just go over here? No, this is a separate thing. Well, I only want the island pieces. I don't want any of the other stuff. They screwed me over. Oh. We do have enough for these. Let's see if I can fit this onto my wilderness. Okay, we don't have enough for that one yet. Okay. Give me extra points. Buildings. How awkwardly big is this? Pretty big. We might have to squish some stars. But it's the only way these are gonna fit. Oh my gosh! Why is it so giant? Look at this thing! We're just gonna squish the river, it's fine. I'm not trying to make my island look nice, I'm just trying to get points. I can worry about making it actually work with these monstrosities later. I just want the points right now. Why did they make it so big? What the heck? Okay, so island is gonna be very awkward going forward because of these things. It's fine. When do I get my next unlock anyway? Oh, so close. I get the next thing, and I'll get the next level. Cool. Yeah. Well, I haven't really been doing the theme. I've just been trying to get vigor, because the more vigor I get, the more characters I can have here, and then I can boost their bond and blah 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 blah, and get more points from the, like, generators and all of that stuff. Anyway, that's basically everything I wanted to do today for Reverse, so I think I'll call it here. We will be back tomorrow. We will do the story properly then. So yeah, hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.